And you're locked into another episode of the Emily podcast. My name is Josh, and it was a great birthday weekend. Had a lot of fun. Got to do the stuff that I want to do. Donated blood for a good cause and a free T-shirt, which is one of the main motivations. Now, it was my first time giving blood, but Rebecca, you have given blood tons of times before, right?
I wouldn't say tons of times, but yes, I have given blood before. At my work, we've done blood drives before, and so it was good to just kind of, sit there and give blood. And of course, lots of lab works in my lifetime of getting tests done. So,
right. I mean, my fingers still kind of hurt the next day, just like they pricked it, and
Well, they did the wrong finger, if you remember.
Yeah,
they did the index finger instead of one of the middles.
One of these fingers, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently, according to the regional nurse in our area, I had terrible veins, which I already knew that. I don't need you telling me. I mean, it's just difficult to find and to take blood. But I did it. I donated, and I'm AB positive. I now know my blood type. Yep. So, yeah.
It's good to know your blood type, honestly.
It is. Other than that, just had a great time with Rebecca, had a great time with family, ordered a few new little toys and gadgets for myself, but it was a good 35 is shaping up to be a good year so far. But one thing that we did do this past weekend is we went to go see the new Super Mario Brothers movie, and I was pleasantly surprised because when the reviews first came out, the critic reviews, it wasn't that great. It was 28%, 42%. I don't really pay attention to the critic reviews. It's more about the audience rating, which is 98%. It actually, at the time of this recording, is I think most box office sales for an animated movie for an opening weekend.
Oh.
Yeah. So they're very, very good on Illumination. Who did all that. And of course they did Minions and Despicable Me and all that great stuff. But now Rebecca, you had not played any Mario, the video game.
No, nothing. I did not grow up doing anything with Mario. No Mario Kart, no whatever the normal levels are. I don't know. All of it was very foreign to me, honestly.
Yeah, so as somebody who played the Mario games growing up, don't worry, they're not dying. That's just how they sound when they're distressed. Oh, somebody's outside. Oh, let's cause a commotion. And I say, hey, stop it. Sometimes. Not now, of course. But yeah, so growing up, I had played, Mario Kart, Super Mario Party, which is fun. Mario N64. So a lot of the Easter eggs, Becca, you didn't get the tones, the characters.
Yeah, none of it. I knew the little Yoshi character that we saw.
Yes.
He was the dinosaur?
Yeah, well, we didn't see Yoshi. We saw his
we saw his kind,
yeah,
right?
His kind,
a herd of whatever they are. I don't know.
The Yoshians, whatever. But yeah, so without having any of that knowledge or, haven't played any of the games, what did you think overall, just based on story alone?
I mean, story alone was really good. I liked it. I liked that Mario and Luigi were from the real world, if you will.
Yes.
And they got sucked into this alternate world. So that was nice. That was good. Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice to see that they're just not in this natural world. They're plumbers in Queens and Brooklyn. Mm-hmm. and they have a crazy Italian family. But
What I didn't understand, and I still don't, why is it called the Super Mario Brothers? That's not their last name. Is it just all about Mario? What about Luigi?
that's a good question. I don't know why they just put Mario's name and it's like, yeah, yeah, you're Mario and you're his brother. And I guess well, because Luigi was not introduced until I think years later because Mario was introduced, with Donkey Kong, throwing down the barrels and him having to jump over it during the
Mario was introduced then?
yeah, it was during the days of the Atari,
Oh.
if I'm remembering correctly.
I'll take your word for it because I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, the Luigi, he got his own spinoff, Luigi's Mansion to be more precise. And that was kind of like a little Easter egg when Luigi's like, yeah, I don't get scared much. He's like, oh, really? 5 other games as you have. But I love the overall theme of this movie. And it was just like companionship and, family in a way. And like never giving up.
That was the biggest thing that they
Yeah.
kept going over and over again
Yeah,
was never giving up.
it's like, as Christians we're told to, fight the good fight. Never give up and just, press on until the very end. Not sure what verse or book that's in, but I know it's from the Bible.
Fight the good fight, I know, is in Timothy.
Uh-huh.
I think it's Second Timothy, where Paul is sending his letter to Timothy
Right.
to tell him, like, keep going. You're good. You're okay. Because Timothy was very timid and fearful. And Paul is just encouraging him to say, you can do this. Like,
Yeah.
fight the good fight. Keep
Right.
going. And, so I'm pretty sure that's where it is. One of the letters to Timothy.
And as a quick aside, if you're wondering what I'm drinking, I am drinking these seltzers that we got over the weekend called Swell. Again, not sponsored. But this is called, they had like play on words. They had like a Rocket Pop, which reminded us of those like ice cream things. And then this is a pink colada.
Earlier, I had one that was called Tiger's Blood. It was good.
You know what that made me think of? It made me think of like Tiger King.
Oh, gosh.
That big thing that was, back during the pandemic,
Yes.
the early stages.
Yep.
But yeah, find the good fight, and Mario really demonstrates that in like this the training montage at the castle, where he has to go through like essentially a level in another Mario game or any Mario game, and he's like missing the jumps, he's falling off, and he has to eat the mushroom. Now that was very funny to me. He doesn't like mushrooms, but yet his source to get like large into like
Power-ups.
power-ups is mainly mushrooms.
Yeah, they were eating dinner and with the like family at one point, and they had spaghetti, and the spaghetti had mushrooms in it. And he was like, "Ugh, mushrooms! I don't like mushrooms."
And then Becca looked at me and was like, "Oh, I know somebody else who doesn't like mushrooms."
I did. Well, I did, but then you were like, "Ho ho ho! How funny!" And I was like, "Why is that ironic? I don't understand." And then realized, oh, he eats the mushrooms.
Yeah. But yeah, with so Princess Peach's character is something I want to touch on. They did a really good job of making her like a strong female lead.
Without going overboard.
Right. It wasn't like, oh yeah, she's a feminist and she's a girl power. No, she knew who she was and she was a princess, but she could also fight.
Yeah.
Kind of taking a page to like from Mulan. Again, Mulan essentially dressed in drag, with pretending to be a man. This wasn't going so far. But it's like, no, be confident in who you are as a woman, but you can still be tough. You just don't have to be pretty and sit on a throne and command the Mushroom Kingdom.
Yeah, she was definitely like a warrior princess.
Yeah, warrior.
But very girly girl. A
Right.
girly girl warrior princess. Yeah, she was awesome. I really liked her a lot. So many movies and TV shows try to have that strong female character and make
Right.
her very manly almost,
Yeah.
you know? And
Well, yeah, and then
Princess
that.
Peach was just like, yeah, I'm a girl. I love dresses.
Yeah.
I like pink. And that's okay. I also can fight and want
Correct.
a motorcycle.
Exactly. I'll look into that in just a bit. Yeah, because I feel like some movies where they want to make a good female, like heroic and, can fight, is they just overshadow the femininity with so
Yeah.
much of the masculine. And they end up turning her into a butch rather than, just a girly fighter. Trying to find the right word there. Now, motorcycle, speaking on that, in the movie, we find out where Mario Kart kind of like started. And this is from, I think they call it the Kong country. Like Kong country,
Yeah.
what is that? And I didn't realize
Donkey
until
Kong.
Donkey Kong. So again, Donkey Kong was another Nintendo game that I played a lot as a kid, and too often than not, I would die a lot because I was very uncoordinated at the games, and get Donkey Kong would fall down, and it'd be like the little da 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 tone. For those of you that remember that, that was I think that was like Super Nintendo. And of course, Diddy Kong made an appearance. But Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong, he was like the little he was like Diddy Kong's like nephew. No. Donkey Kong's nephew.
Oh.
So yeah. So Donkey Kong was voiced by Seth Rogen. Don't really care for him as an actor, but he did the voice really well for Donkey Kong.
He did. Yeah.
Donkey
I
Kong's,
didn't realize though, there were a couple of people I didn't realize were voice actors.
Oh really? Who?
I totally forgot Chris Pratt was
Oh yeah, Mario. Yeah, he was Mario.
And then Bowser was Jack Black.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I totally forgot until the credits rolled. I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, Bowser's character. Gosh, they made him out to be. It was
It was good.
it was enough bad guy and enough funny.
Yeah,
all I
it
can think
combo.
about when I think of Bowser now is peaches.
Peaches. Yes, the song. My gosh.
There's actually a music video out for it now.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
Saw that earlier today. But yeah, Bowser was a good character. Donkey Kong was a good character. Luigi, he doesn't get enough screen time.
Well, I mean, how much can you really do?
Yeah,
He
I think he was in a good fair amount of the story.
He's a very integral part of the story.
Yeah,
They're making another one, right?
there are talks of another one where they'll introduce, Wario and Waluigi, and those are like the anti Super Mario Brothers, and they ugly. And I mean, I'll throw the picture of them, and you can see. No, especially Waluigi, he's got that mustache. He's like a bank robber in the 1920s, and then his purple overalls. Anyway, that aside, really good movie. And so getting back to the main topic of never giving up, fighting the good fight. We've all had times where things get hard, so we give up. Things get difficult, so we give up. Things are a little inconvenient, so we don't want to do those things. And they're not necessarily bad or hard things like reading the Bible. Be like, well, it tastes. I don't want to do that. It's inconvenient for me. And my uncle or grandfather would say, "Yeah, it was really inconvenient for Jesus to die on the cross too." So, touche, touche.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, it's hard to break out of your shell and do
Right.
something that you've never done before. For sure. I know
Or
I've been
yeah.
worried about that for myself recently,
Uh huh.
where I was just felt like I don't know, every new thing that I've started, when it gets hard, I quit. And this is a newer revelation that I've had about myself. And so I was like, I'm tired of just quitting when it gets hard. So I decided to apply for school to be a counselor officially, to be a licensed professional counselor, LPC. Because I had taken some classes, but nothing, I don't know, true. Not that would be a licensed person.
Right. You
But
did like some programs that were like just. Did it certify you anything?
no,
Okay.
I'm more knowledgeable than the average individual, but
You heard it here, folks. More knowledgeable than the average bears.
but yeah, it by no means made me a licensed individual. So I'm really excited to start this new journey. But I had just realized I was tired of letting my fear rule me, basically. And so I've taken that leap of faith, just like Mario is taking the leap of faith and to go help his brother. He was willing to do anything to help him. So yeah, it's exciting. Josh, you're getting into a new adventure too here soon.
I am. So, everything pans out. I am also going to be going back to school. So I applied for. I'm going to be going to making a career change to the tech field. Sorry, making a change to the tech field. I am going to get into data analytics. And for those of you who don't know me, I love working with data. I find that stuff interesting. Call me a nerd geek, what you want, but that stuff
We're
really
all nerds
interests
here,
me.
Josh.
But that stuff really interests me. Find out the how, the why of data, what we can turn data into, how to manipulate it, and how to produce answers to complex problems.
Yeah. I'm
So,
glad there's people like you that like that stuff.
yeah, absolutely. So pretty soon here, the plan is to start in May, and I'll be doing that for 3 months.
It's exciting.
Yeah. So, like I love what I honestly enjoy what I do now, but I'm at a point in my life where I want to make a change, and it's a good place in life to make a change.
For
You know,
sure.
Rebecca, what you were saying earlier, sometimes it's hard to step out of your comfort zone, your shell,
Yeah.
because I became content, I became comfortable. It's like, well, I don't want to like go back to school, and I don't like, well, I mean, to quote, George and Martin McFly from That's the Future, it's like, well, what if I'm not good enough? I just don't think I can take that kind of rejection.
Yeah. You never know until you try.
Exactly. And that brought to like I can't let fear dictate my decisions because if I did, I wouldn't do anything.
Yeah. So be
Because
like Mario. Never give up.
exactly. And you have to be able to take a chance at failing because I mean, there are only times that I fail in this program just because it's new to me and I don't know everything.
That's right.
But the good thing is, the school that I'll be going to, they had top notch instructors, people who want you to succeed. They are going to set you up. All of the recent grads that I've read about had nothing but good things to say about this program that I'll be going into. So really excited. Just playing that waiting game to hear from the missions, which is I'm impatient.
It's hard. It's hard
Yeah.
to wait.
And
Yeah.
Becca, you're working on like some paper writing stuff for your admissions, right?
Yeah, I need to finish up one more question. I've had to write an answer to 3 different questions that were like 200, 250 words, so a couple paragraphs for each question. So yeah, need to finish that up and send it in like ASAP.
Yeah, awesome. But yeah, like if you're like scared or like, uncomfortable doing something, like just like give yourself a nudge or get your wife or your friend to like push you um, into making that decision or that change, because you'll never know unless you try. You have to be you have to go with the mindset that you're going to succeed, but also know that you also will take the chance at failing and make mistakes. And that's okay in new ventures because it's a new territory, it's unfamiliar ground. But more often than not, there are going to be people along the way to help you. Just like Mario. He had his brother. He had Princess Peach. He had, what was the little mushroom guy's name?
I don't
Oh,
remember.
I can see it.
I see his little character, but
It even says it in the game. But he had Donkey Kong and and others.
took a bit to actually become friends, but yes,
Yeah,
ultimately they
yeah,
did.
yeah. Oh, Donkey Kong. His character he got obnoxious at some points,
In the
but
beginning, he
that
really
was
was.
his character traits.
That's why Seth Rogen was good at playing him.
But yeah, so going back to like the whole Mario Kart, it started in Kong Country, and we see them, with these like different carts, like some like huge.
Well, they were
Oh, Toad. That was the name of the.
the little mushroom.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So we have like Princess Peach, she got her motorcycle. Mario has this cart that he did, and then here comes Toad with this like big rig.
It was very funny.
It's like
But they made it fit into the story because they needed a fast way to get to the Mushroom Kingdom
Right.
because they were in Kong Country.
Yeah, they need the fast way to get that to it. And there's a shortcut by, driving on this rainbow. And those of you who played Mario Kart, especially on the Wii, know that there's like a bonus level that you ride on the way. I was gonna say ride on the rainbow, ride on the rainbow,
Um,
and that's always fun. But don't go over the edge. Oh, you did.
yeah. Yeah. So that was fun. That was a good nod. It felt like a game.
It did.
Which is exciting, I think, anyway,
Oh yeah.
about the movies. But yeah, definitely, so okay, getting more to like a spiritual side of everything.
Right.
I had this thought afterwards that it was almost like okay, I'm trying to get my thoughts together. so Mario and Luigi are in the real world,
Right.
right? And then all of the sudden, they get sucked into these pipes and go into this whole other unseen world.
You got isekai'd.
They did, although they didn't have to die for it, thankfully.
That's true. Yeah.
But so they're sucked into this new world, and it's almost like they've entered the spiritual realm where there's this battle between good and evil.
Right.
Evil being Bowser.
Right. So it was once invisible, now becomes seen. And this is, and I know where you're going with this. So, and apologies for cutting you off, but
Okay.
towards the end, everybody gets like sucked out of that world and into the real world. And so we have like the good of Mario, Peach, and the people from the country. And then we have Bowser and his cohorts who also come, the darkness. And everybody is now able to see like literally this, this now visible spiritual warfare that's going on.
Yeah, it's very, very visible. And I thought it was fun. The little star that
Oh
they
yeah.
that they got. I don't is what is that called? Is that called anything, or is it just the star?
I want to say it was called the Infinity Star.
Infinity Star. That sounds logical. Yeah, so there's only one of them in this world, or one of a few, and they Mario and Luigi end up getting it together. Bowser's trying to go after it to take over the world, and so yeah, they end up defeating Bowser with that, and they end up turning him into a tiny Bowser, and it's fun. Mega spoilers. Sorry
Oh
about
yeah.
all of this, but anyway, I found there was a lot of spiritual things to go on in the movie. The biggest one seeming like it was the supernatural sort of coming in to being able to see what's
Yeah.
going on.
Right. Because a lot of times, we don't see it. We sense it, but it's not visible, and that's why see some preachers or some people. It's like I feel heaviness in my spirit, and or I feel this or I feel that. That is potentially spiritual warfare or forces at hand that something's coming. So I mean, definitely we can relate that to the Super Mario Brothers movie. Now, the reason why this Infinity Star is basically the prize to be won that Bowser has is it basically makes you
Makes you invincible, right?
invincible. Yep, yep. So you get
Your
it,
your
and
punches are more powerful,
yep,
and
yep, and
your
like nothing can touch you. So you hit that star, you go the orchestral rendition of that is a lot better than what I'm doing, but everybody knows the thing. You know it. You know it.
that one.
No, that's like when he's going down the
Bum,
tube.
bum, bum, ba-dum, ba-dum.
Yeah, that's like
Oh,
the original.
that's all I got.
Yeah, it's okay.
What's funny is my dad's text
Oh
message
yeah,
thing
it
is
is
like
the
bloop
Mario
bloop bloop
thing.
bloop. That's the text
Yes,
message thing that
yes.
he
So
gets.
that's when Mario like grows big.
It's a power up, yeah. So I thought that was funny.
So let's talk about the power ups.
Okay.
The funny ones are when Mario
The blue
is
mushroom.
no, not that one.
Oh.
So when he's like fighting Donkey Kong and he gets the power up, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm the cat." He's like, "Oh, and then you have the cat box."
Like, ha ha ha, it's hilarious, a cat. And then he's like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
I'll get you.
and then
He
he
won with that. That was fun.
exactly, and then he got the raccoon box.
Yeah, that was weird. His tail could be like a helicopter and fly
Yeah.
up.
So unfortunately, now I don't know if like Mario games on like new Mario games like on the Switch and stuff. You weren't when you got that power within the game. You weren't essentially you couldn't like fly, but
That'd been cool.
you basically like glided in a way. Yeah, so give the illusion of flying. Again, this is Super Nintendo, so graphics have come a long way, long way. And going back to Bowser, great villain. Definitely brought back Mario 64 vibes, and just his overall character, I really liked. He was a good bad guy. Um, he had that blend of comedy and drama all rolled into one, and yet he's essentially just an overgrown turtle.
Yep, that's what he is. All the other little turtles that bow to him. The really old wizard turtle.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't think I like really knew this like as a kid that like they were turtles. They were just like these anthropomorphic like amphibians.
Oh, I mean, yeah, reptiles. I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah, reptiles. Yeah.
Right? Turtles are reptiles?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I read that after this movie came out, people started buying the original Super Mario Brothers movie that came out in like the 90s, like the live action one.
Oh.
I don't think I've seen that in years. I think there was a reason why I haven't.
I bet that's what everyone's commenting on.
Yeah, but now like they're going for like 50, $60 to buy, and
Wow.
but well, it's like the live action Super Mutant Ninja Turtles
Mm.
in the 90s, and just those faces, and
There was a lot of Ninja Turtle stuff in the 90s.
yeah, and that's why they're bringing it back. And
This new one, though, looks cool.
it
I
does.
like it, actually.
Like I know there's been like an animated series on like Nickelodeon, I think they did, but I never like watched it. Though the movie looks good. Another thing that's coming out um, is Into the Spider-Verse, the
Oh,
second
yeah, the
one.
second
Yeah,
one.
so really excited about that. Just the visuals alone could be, it's gonna be great.
They do, they look good.
I've always found it interesting for movies like this that are based off of the games because HBO did this with a game that's still widely popular, The Last of Us. It was a game, has two parts. They just wrapped up the first season not too long ago on HBO. And how they did it, it wasn't an exact replica of the game, but pretty close, and I really enjoyed that. Now with Nintendo having its own film studio, I'm excited to see what's going to come out next. Like if you were to see a game be made into a movie, what game would you want to be? What would you want to see made?
Well, that's hard for me to answer because I'm new to the gaming world.
Right. Well, you're playing. I think the issue that you have is you play one or two games at a time, or me, I play three at a time.
Yeah, I'm playing one right now called Potions Permit. You're like a chemist, apparently, making potions to help heal people.
Mhm.
I mean, that one's fun. It's exciting. You go gather resources and stuff. There's a Dungeons and Dragons movie coming out as well,
Yes.
which is, of course, a
So,
game, not a video game, but
right, that is
a
those little
game.
board game, dice and everything.
Yeah.
Um,
I think Candyland would be an interesting game.
that would be interesting. So I had Candyland the board game, and I had Candyland on the computer,
Yeah.
which was interesting. I liked it on the computer more because it was faster. And the thing that disappointed me the most is like I saved like the king of the Candyland in the game from what I remember. And it's like, here, take some candy from the treasure chest. And I'm like, I wish that candy was real. I can't eat it through the computer screen.
No, you can't.
A game I would like to see be made into a movie. Well, one has already been made into a series. I think not a movie, but I think it would do well as a series. Is Life is Strange, especially the first one, because we have a character named Max, and she can turn back a certain amount of time to redo events in her life. Always love that. But again, big fan of time travel. So
As we found out last week.
yes. So Life is Strange, I would do that one. What other one would I do? Red Dead Redemption, which I've been playing recently. It's like an old west, cowboy game, and you go on these missions. That would be a really, really good one to be made into a movie. It would be rated R, of course, because content, but yeah.
Blood and guts.
But yeah, I'm really interested to see what Nintendo does next. Other than what we've already talked about, what was your favorite scene from the Mario movie?
I really liked when when Mario was trying to power up, I guess, and like figure out how to use the little boxes and I don't know. You remember the obstacle course that he had to go through? That was fun
Yeah.
to watch, and fighting Donkey Kong. That one was good. I liked those scenes. Those are my favorites, I think.
Yeah, I like that one, and I like the piano scenes with
Those are
Bowser.
fun, yes.
What other one did I like? I really like the ending fight scene with Mario, Luigi, and just
Yeah, that was
getting the
good.
Infinity Star. I love the score and the orchestra because they said like basically 8-bit music and made it into this like fabulous score.
Yeah, it was
So
excellent.
I really like that. Um, but yeah, going back to like the spiritual warfare and versus like the eternal, I think we're in a season of like tremendous spiritual warfare because there's been so many like shootings lately and just like civil unrest,
Global
like
unrest.
global unrest. Yeah, so I mean it's getting heated and scary out there.
But we have Jesus.
Absolutely, we have our blessed hope. Now, before anybody goes on anything, it's like, well, we'll be going up on the rapture soon. That may be true, but don't count that as your escape plan. Because as much as I believe in a pre-tribulation rapture, there's always that. There's always that chance that maybe mid, maybe post. Nobody has it right. Well,
Well, and who knows how many years it is in the future.
exactly.
Could
Yeah.
be tomorrow.
Yeah.
Could be 20, 30 plus years.
Yeah. Nobody knows.
Yep.
But yeah, the important thing, like with civil unrest, spiritual warfare, cling on to Jesus, um, because he is our infinity star. He gives us that strength. He gives us that 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 strength, that power to keep pressing on, fighting the good fight, never giving up, withstanding to the end. So if you didn't think you had an infinity star, you do.
I love that. I love that. Jesus is the infinity star.
Yeah. But yeah, so a little bit of a shorter one today. We're gonna be having some guests on really soon that we're really excited about. And of course our mental health awareness series that'll be coming out next month. Really excited about that as well. Becca, any remarks, questions, thoughts, concerns?
Nope, nothing right now.
Okay. All right. Well, with that, we thank you all for listening. Leave a review on Spotify, Apple. Check out our blogs and our animated reviews. The animated reviews are done by our contributor, MH Elric. We definitely also encourage you to check her out. She's a great author. But until next time, keep those halos shiny and stay holy, my friends.
Bye, guys.